Rolling? Go. Ladies and gentlemen, Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, I tell the generals.
Right.
Get in there and make it happen.
Oh, tell us another one, George. always a kidder.
Oh, yeah. Could have used one of these crossing the Delaware.
Good one, George.
I cannot tell a lie. This is delicious. I would like to emancipate that beverage. Please pass it over here. How about you, Jefferson? You're keeping quiet.
I'm more of a writer, you know. Oh, thank you. I have a teddy bear. Declare this. You know, that cherry tree thing. Come on. Really?
Fable. All fable.
I knew
all fable.
That looks awesome. Like,
Yeah,
that makes it look way better. That fucking.
Oh, yeah, with the TV. Was that not here the last time you were here? The TV was here.
That's way better.
The time is 8:47, ladies and gentlemen. This is exciting. We're going on late tonight.
Yeah, I know.
We want to take our time getting on the air, right? Norm Macdonald is here.
Yeah,
very exciting. We have, why are we going on late tonight? You broke the toilet. That's why. I was in there with my hands in the toilet a minute ago. No, that's not why. I don't know.
That's the worst opening question any host has ever asked in broadcasting. The guy has Jack Barr tapes in the back. He's like, "You broke the toilet, I understand." A little bird told me. That's not good.
You're right.
You're a young broadcaster.
Yeah.
You have big ambitions now.
Yeah.
Do you think that's ever been asked by a host?
No. It wasn't really a question. It was more of a... You're right. It was
No, but most hosts would, Carson would keep that quiet.
No, it wouldn't have been
Red Skeleton had broken the toilet.
Carson didn't go on 45 minutes late either.
No, that's true. No.
But no, it wasn't a broken toilet. I'm just joking. Our audio actually broke here at the channel. The video toaster system broke.
When you say video toaster, are you saying that's a joke because that was back in the 80s?
No, it's really what it's called. It's called the video toaster system.
Because there was a video toaster back, I remember, in the 80s when computers were starting. So I thought you were joking.
So we've been rebooting for the last 45 minutes, so I apologize for that.
Oh, no, cheers, man. Bud Light's great. You got a sponsor?
Yeah, absolutely. We did not have a sponsor last time. We did not have the TV on the wall.
I got a sponsor.
Uh-huh.
I got a Coca-Cola.
Really?
Yeah, they sponsor me as a guest, like when I go on, because I go on talk shows sometimes like this.
Right.
So I said, "Hey man, how'd you like to get your Coke on the TV more?"
For this appearance,
or any appearance on the Tonight Show or Letterman. How'd you like if I was swigging some Coca-Cola for the entire interview?
Oh, really?
And they said they would pay me. I get $3,000 every year.
Oh, really? For drinking the Coke? Well, yeah. I don't know if I hope we can do that here with the Bud thing.
I'll drink some Bud too, man.
I was thinking maybe we could put that in a mug or something. Put the Coke in the mug.
I know. That was.
This
is what happened before the fucking show.
Yeah.
Sam, I'm talking to him. Sam, what's the matter? I'm talking to Tom, so I go, "Hey, I think this sounds like retarded. Like if I have a Coke and pretend that's my sponsor."
We did discuss.
So he goes, "No, it'll be hilarious." He goes, "It'll be like Bob and Ray."
Yeah.
I'm like, "No, it won't."
I did not say it would be like Bob and Ray. You brought up Bob and Ray.
One of us did.
Yeah, you said you were watching Bob and Ray on YouTube.
And I'm like, it has no comic premise. How can this one?
You were the one that wanted to do the Coke idea. Yeah. Now you're trying to make it seem like it's my fault.
No, I'm saying maybe if we prepared.
Tell me about the poker thing. You just won the poker, or almost the World Series of Poker, right? Talk about that.
You almost won the poker.
You almost won the poker. Let's talk about something. You're right. I mean, you don't open with a toilet question, even if it is true.
No, I didn't almost win the. Well, no. I was in a field of 800. I came in 20th, so sort of almost.
World Series of Poker.
Yeah.
And Who Wants to Be a Millionaire too? So you win all these things.
Yeah, no, I don't win. I came in 20th, or something like that.
Okay, let's.
Sam did better than me.
Did we have this last time you were here?
What?
Did we have this last time you were here? You know what's interesting, because I don't want to ask you questions about things like we talked about last time, like, oh, we're from the same town. You grew up just down the street from me, and then we talk about the same thing again. So it's kind of kind of fun to just talk about the Coca-Cola thing.
No,
toilet.
That didn't work out. I'm not going to apologize for it.
Okay, here we got a guy here. Let's take some calls here. We got a question here on Skype. Let's just take some Skype calls and
Skype it up.
These people are going to have. Look at this. We have Thrustmaster 3K.
Sorry.
How you doing, Thrustmaster?
Why does he have to have a
Doing pretty
dirty?
good, guys. How's it going?
We've got great audio.
Why does he have to have a dirty name just because he's on the computer? You know?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to. You can. We're better than that, right?
This is exciting,
That's
though.
something that was taken.
You're the first caller. You're on with Norm. Go ahead and ask Norm a question.
I was
Thrustmaster.
just wondering if he enjoyed writing more than acting, or vice versa.
He wants to know. Come on, come up with something better than that. A better question.
Yeah.
Well, you know, because that's the kind of
just
question that,
yeah,
you
who
know,
cares?
when people.
Who gives a fuck? Which is what the right
Did you
answer
really
is.
break the toilet, man?
No.
No, I have a default, a faulty toilet here. We're
Yeah,
getting
his
a new
toilet.
one.
All I did was piss. You know.
No, there's a faulty toilet here.
I got here. I had to piss like, not to be indelicate, I had to piss like a wolf. So I went to the toilet, and obviously when he says breaking the toilet, it makes it sound like feces was involved. But
No,
you know,
there was no. The toilet was already broken.
Yeah.
There's a chain that's disengaged. Can we get a camera in there, Logan? We probably can. There's a chain that's disengaged in
Yeah.
it. Okay, and so.
I guess writing.
Hey, thank you for your call. Okay, now see, that's funny, right? That's funny stuff. I can't believe you saw
Yeah,
this.
that was more Bob and Ray than our fucking Coke thing.
Yeah. Well, you know, I think we're arcing, we're ramping up
Yeah.
here. You know, it's a little off. You know, the audio didn't work.
Yeah.
But here's
And
John.
once again, the media is becoming part of the story.
Yes.
We have media. You know, let's not. We got to talk about the goddamn gorilla in the room. You know, the 400-pound gorilla in the room.
Okay. I mean, it's
not literally a.
Joe is a great
400-pound
guy.
gorilla.
We had breakfast yesterday from the New York Times is here tonight. The New York Times is here tonight on the one night that my audio thing breaks.
Yes.
And so it's a little bit stressful. And then the toilet broke right before the show. And when the toilet breaks, it makes this sound the whole show, like of refilling constantly.
Acting's good too. But if I had to make the choice.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the New York Times is here, so it's a little stressful.
Yeah, so it's a little stressful.
I actually get a little discombobulated.
And once again,
it's a big show for me.
He becomes part of the story. He insinuates himself into the story so deeply, he makes goddamn Hunter S. Thompson look like George Will.
No, he's sitting there. What do you...
What? No, he's a good guy.
Yeah, oh yeah. He's not inserting himself into the story. He's sitting
No,
in
as
the
all the
corner.
good new journalists do. Hey, Capote, you know what I mean? It's a good thing to do.
Yeah.
He'll be sitting here and.
Yeah, no, it's cool. We've been having fun hanging out, and I've been showing Joe the whole channel, and you know
Who
that
was the guy in Paper Lion that Alan Alda played?
No, I don't know.
Remember, he was the journalist, and then he'd go box, and
I didn't see Paper Lion.
then he became a lion, a Detroit Lion.
Okay.
What was his name, Sam? George Plimpton.
Uh-huh.
George Plimpton over here.
Okay,
Anyway,
yeah.
go ahead.
So that's you're I'm actually glad you brought it up because I actually tell you I've been thinking about it all day. Like, do I mention the New York Times is here tonight? Because this is obviously something that's heavily on my mind, and I thought,
Yeah,
well,
of
you know, that
course.
kind of that would change it.
The
you know,
guy's
but-
scribbling shit like this shit that we're saying right now. He's writing down.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's gonna make you look really bad.
When you called me out on the bad opening with the toilet thing,
yeah,
that's
that
all
wasn't
going
good.
down, and then I started thinking, oh
Yeah,
God,
no. I got some good quotes for you and shit though.
really? Like what?
Well, I'm working on them because I did this one time. They did a thing on me and Rolling Stone, right? And I was like, "Hey, man, what kind of quotes you got?" To the guy, he goes, "I don't have any yet." So I'm like, "What?" Because I never had an article written about me.
Right.
And I said, "Well, in all these ones that I read, like the quotes are really great about the person, no matter who it is. You know, the guys have thought out their quotes, and they're like, he's like postmodern. They have words and everything, huge words to describe the guy, right?
Right.
So I'm like, what do they got for me? What do you got for me so far? You know, he's like, nothing. So I'm like, oh.
How long had you been talking
He goes,
for a
well,
while?
what do you have to say? I go, I can't say about myself, you know. I have to get a guy that'll really like compliment me, You know?
Does that make you nervous when you have a reporter following you around? Do you get nervous by the stuff that you're going to say something? No, obviously you don't. Can you pass me that IMDb page? I want to read you something. This is pretty
No,
fun.
I do, because I'll tell you a funny story
Pass
about
me
a
that
guy.
piece of paper on the IMDb.
What is
stuff.
it? That's where all your things that you haven't really done?
The first paragraph on IMDb for you says you are known for using the word crack whore quite frequently, which is kind of funny. It's in the first paragraph.
That's in the first paragraph?
Yeah.
So if I die, that's what it will say?
Yeah, it's crack whore. Yeah. Yeah, let's take some calls. Hey, you're on the air. You're on the air on the phone.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, how are you? You're on with Norm Macdonald right now. And
Great, I'm calling from Michigan,
okay.
outside my house. So want me to speak?
All right.
Hello. I gotta apologize, but I'm just wondering, is this phone call free?
This is not a free call, no.
Okay.
You are paying long distance charges right now. Other than that, it's free.
I'm a huge fan of you and of Norm, so that doesn't even bother me at all.
Cool. Well, yeah, good. Yeah, he'll make a long distance call to the show. Well, you're sitting right by Norm. Why don't you go ahead and ask Norm a question?
What are you doing nowadays, Norm? What's going on? What's happening?
Nothing.
Nothing much.
No. We're trying to get some new questions going.
You're on the air here.
Hey, Norm.
Hey man, you got any questions that people aren't used to hearing?
Hey, Norm.
What?
Norm.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm all right.
You ask a good question?
No.
He's just making small talk.
Yeah, I have been having a
Can't
sort
do
of an
that.
ongoing issue with the callers here.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Really? You've watched the channel, right?
Yeah, I like the Susie the goat thing where he fell in love with Susie. Sam would love that. He loves animals. Yeah. Oh, he's still on.
Hey, no, it's a new guy. How
That's a
are
new
you?
guy?
Do you have
what's up?
a good question? People call us up here and ask a question that Norm has never heard before. This is what we're looking for. New questions. It's too far in the other direction.
Oh yeah.
You know?
This is your life now. You paid for it.
Well, it's kind of like a break-even situation.
Yeah.
You know,
Now,
John.
for some reason, the Skypes, I guess, because they can be seen, are civilized, decent human beings, and these are.
That's right. That's why we've been doing
animals.
Skype. John, what's going on? How are you?
Is he drinking Bud Light?
Are you?
Oh, he's drinking Bacardi.
Yeah, your audio's kind of screwed up, but
You should get all your people to drink your sponsor's product, so it would be an incredible endorsement.
he's got some
there you
Budweiser
go.
there. Yeah, John's in Virginia. John's called the show a bunch. He's near. Do you have a good question for Norm? Not one of these regular questions, but something that might lead to some sort of ridiculous place. Not. Do you like writing? Or?
Have you ever been stalked by any crazy girl? Have you ever been stalked by a crazy girl?
Yeah. A crazy girl.
Cool story with that.
Yeah, a crazy girl and two times a crazy guy. And one time the crazy guy, right? I was just walking down the street with my friend. I had a headache in New York. I was going to Rockefeller Center. And then like 6 blocks later, this guy came up beside me and said, "Hey, you want some Advil?" And I was like, "Hey, that's nice. Like, that's funny that guy offered me Advil." Like I said to my friend, I had a bad headache like 8 blocks ago. So then I'm realizing I eat them, it could be anything. And he must have heard me, then raced and got some Advil and a little cup of water and chased me down, So I was so thankful, it was so nice of him. I said, "Hey, you should come to the show and hang out." And it turned out he was crazy. Then he shaved his head.
So, was this drug? Was it drugs or was it ecstasy or something? Roofies?
No, the thing he gave me was Advil.
No, it was just some Advil.
He just had, no,
and you took it?
I took it, yeah.
Some homeless guy on the street gives
Not
you
a homeless guy, a well-dressed, clinically insane man.
John, do you have a last question for Norm here? Can you tell me a bit more about the poker thing, though? Can you really tell me about that? Like for real? I know.
Yeah, sure. I can talk about poker. Sam here.
Because everybody.
Sam and I won a lot. Sam and I did good in poker, so we should have Sam on. And Sam also, since he created the Simpsons movie is coming out, so we could be like Ebert and.
Oh yeah, he's like, no, I don't want to be on. Yeah.
Come on, Sam. He went deeper than me and won, and then made it.
But you really did win. Everybody was calling me saying.
No, I didn't win
everyone was
anything.
emailing me saying that you made
was,
it to the finals of World Series of Poker.
No, well, no, none of that's true. I went deep and I came in 20th. That's not, but I didn't make the final table or anything.
And then
I just did good.
You won the million on the. Here, you want to see this new buzz?
God,
I wanted to show you this. don't know how to turn that off.
Oh, what a weird shot. Is that what I saw on TV?
Yeah, but look at this here, Norm.
What?
This is YouTube.
Oh, yeah, that's YouTube? What is that?
Here's you and Millionaire.
Oh, yeah, Millionaire.
Look at this.
Norm's list.
That's right.
All right, so he's going to read you the question for entertainment.
That's Sam.
Okay?
Oh, really?
All right, Norm, all yours, 30 seconds right now.
Sailors in the southern hemisphere use what feature in the night sky to aid in navigation? Carpenter's Square, Southern Cross, Southern Lights,
I knew this one.
Beetlejuice.
The answer is B, Southern Cross. I'm 100% sure.
Yeah, so was I. A lot of good these lifelines are doing me.
Thanks, Sam. Okay.
I should have thanked
There you
Sam.
go. You doubted yourself. You're going to save that life.
But you made it to the end,
Yeah.
to $500,000, and then you actually Regis talked you out of
Well,
winning.
let's watch the last one.
Is this the last one here?
No, this is, why'd you pick 3?
I just clicked on the YouTube thing. I don't.
No, go to the last one, whatever it is, like part 11 or something. It's the whole show.
I don't even know how to get down there. We're just watching YouTube right now. Yeah.
That's more fun.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's just on YouTube there, the whole thing. And then Regis talked you out of going for the
Yeah, I
million.
hated that, yeah. That's the one you should have shown. That's the one you should have shown.
I know. Well, do we have that? Do we have that actual?
But isn't that amazing?
Oh, is this it here?
Oh, this is
You
it.
see, your first instincts are so sharp, so pure, so right.
I'll go, I'll say Madrid. I'm going to say fine.
You're going to say what?
We're just watching the whole show right now.
That's the one. There's 2 things. There's 2.
Oh, there's a delay. There's a slight delay, I think.
No, it's completely different.
I don't know what we're
This
watching.
man has been playing pop.
Let me just turn it off.
Wow.
It's too confusing.
Bizarre.
I'm too confused.
Yeah,
I'm confused
man.
now.
'Cause
I don't
it was
even know.
us,
what
you
we're
were talking to me, and then other people.
Yeah, I don't even know why we're on down there anymore. Are we on the air still? Logan? We on the air? Yeah, cool. Yeah, so.
So hey, what else is going on, man?
I don't know. Now I'm trying to figure out what these sounds are. Where's that? Oh, you're playing that back there, right? Okay, good.
All hell's broken.
You know, because you know what it is, I think? I think I timed the day up for 8 o'clock, right, when I start, and then when the computer broke, I started to like kind of, I get discombobulated, you know?
The New York Times is in your house.
Yeah.
On the set.
Yeah. Is it affecting me, do you think? I mean, you know, we've done this show 3 times. Is the show seeming different tonight? Is it seeming
I
weird?
did like when I first was on Letterman, right? Mm-hmm. I had to go do my set at Catch a Rising Star in New York. As George Miller said, do you remember the comic George Miller? He goes, I played good, he was on Letterman. He goes, I played a great club, Dave. Catch a Rising Star, that's a good club. But now I'm playing that one across the street, not so good. Snub a bombing has been.
And it was this, now, what was that like the first time you went on Letterman? Tell me about that story. Tell
Letterman?
the kids out there
No, I'll
watching
just
the
tell you
first
about,
time
I'll
you
tell you
went
about trying to get it. I went on, so I go on the Catch a Rising Star, and I try to be good, you know. And then I'm good all the way through. Like, everyone laughs and everything. And so the guy comes up after me, this guy, Robert Morton, who books the comedians, right? Yeah. And he's like, hey, I'm putting you on. And I never do that. I always see guys 6, 7 times, but I'm putting you on. Like, he made it like all special and stuff. So I go, yeah, that's good, you know. He goes, just do that set, you know. So I had it on a little tape recorder, a teensy-weensy tape recorder. So I just practiced that set, you know. And then when I came back, he had me come the night before I had to go on Letterman. And then he goes, hey, we'll go around and practice your set. And I'm like, no, I got it, you know, because I had it word for word, you know. He goes, nah, but let's just do it, you know. So we go to Catch a Rising Star. And then I bomb. Like, no one laughs at one single joke. So then I get off and I go, still.
Actually, he went to the club with you to, wow.
Yeah. So I said, well, I still do the show, right? Like, you know, I didn't think I wasn't going to do the show. So I get off and he's like all panicky and sweating and everything. He goes, what happened to that other set, man, that you did before for me? And it was like the same set, word for word. But I didn't want to say it was the same. Like I realized, so I go, I changed some stuff. Like I was trying to think quick.
Right, yeah, that's
So
good. That's good because then that means you can go back
Well,
to the other set.
to the other stuff.
Which is the
I don't know
same
what
set.
I was thinking, man, going crazy like that. But I thought I'd try some new stuff. He's like, no, that's not the thing. The thing is to do the one that we like, right? So I was like, yeah. So then I did it. It was okay. But the funny thing is, if the first time I had bombed, the guy never would have put me on in a trillion years.
But then you eventually obviously
So
went on. David Letterman.
Complete fluke. Like, because they'll say to you, they go, we don't care what the audience thinks. That's what these bookers go, you know? But no one's ever bombed, and they go, hey, let's get that guy that everyone hates.
Yeah, so
put him on.
So what happened then? You did go on though? Or?
Yeah, I did. But I'm saying, like, if I'd bombed the first time, I wouldn't have got to go on.
No.
Just got lucky.
I was watching on YouTube today, you going on Letterman. Well, I don't know.
YouTube's fun, man.
Yeah. It was.
You know what I'm listening to now a lot, Tommy? I'm listening to audio tapes of Lyndon Johnson.
Really? Okay. Well, now I understand why that. I believe that you actually do watch this website now.
yeah.
Really? What do you mean? Really?
Yeah.
Really?
He put in the system, you know, that brought Nixon down, you know.
He put in the tape system.
Yeah.
Okay.
And and his are way more entertaining than Nixon's.
So he put it in. That's kind of interesting. That sounds like kind of what you build a system to record. He did that obviously, so he was very aware that it was there.
Yeah.
So
like
he was
you.
sort of almost doing a
He was
radio
like you.
show.
He did what you do.
He was Rupert Pupkin. Lyndon Johnson was Rupert.
Exactly.
So what are you?
So the funny ones
okay.
were sometimes they're really funny. Just like the Nixon ones, the funniest ones are when there's all these Nixon tapes that you can listen to in the Library of Congress that have nothing to do with Watergate. They're way the fuck funnier. Like it's just Nixon talking about his wife and shit. And like one time his in-laws are coming, he's like, I think I'll go stay at Blair House. I don't like that lady with her cooking. You know, and you're like, oh, it's weird, it's the president.
How many hours of these tapes have you listened
I've listened to a lot of them. But the Johnson ones are the funniest. So anyways, you probably didn't know this. I never fucking knew this. And the guy from the New York Times may or may not have. Anyway, look at Sam. He's gone. He's checking his watch, going, "What's the Simpsons made so far?" Anyways, doing a little Rickles.
Yeah.
So, well, anyways, what was I talking about?
The Lyndon Johnson tapes.
Yeah. So this I didn't know this. Lyndon Johnson, he's wins his election, right? He's way ahead in the polls, like a week before the elections come. And his chief of staff, they have a party, you know, because they're so happy, because next week they're going to be president again for 4 more years. So they have a big party at the White House, and his chief of staff goes across the street to a YMCA and blows a dude.
Wait a minute.
So the next day...
Take my jacket off here. This is ridiculous. What happened here?
Yeah, that's what happened.
Say that again.
Okay, so Lyndon Johnson, right?
Yeah.
He's going to win.
Yeah.
He's, he knows he's going to win. He's way ahead in the polls, as long as nothing crazy happens, right? So he goes, hey, let's have a little party, a week left, you know. We're going to win easily unless some crazy thing happens, you know. And so they're having the party and everything.
But how did anyone find out about the
chief of
dude
staff
getting blown?
Because the chief of staff, well, listen, if you go into a Y and blow a guy,
right, but
you never know.
But it just came out. Did this actually come out in the press?
Yeah, like they had a sting operation.
And is this on the tapes? Is this on the tapes?
It was funny because it was in the old days, so the press couldn't say that, you know. So they had to say it in language that the audience didn't even kind of understand. They go like he was caught in a somewhat compromising situation in a young man's Christians association, and people, old farmers, would go, well, wonder what happened there. So they wouldn't come. So I think that helped them, but the conversations with Lyndon Johnson are hilarious because he goes, he's just talking to his friends, and it's this longtime guy that he didn't know was gay, you know? And he's like, my golly, I could never have figured that for Bob. I've known Bob 30 years, and he goes, I'd quicker say I was a fruit than him.
Really?
Yeah,
on the tape?
On the tape, yeah.
Where did you get the tape? Where did you, Lyndon Johnson said that. Where did you get the tapes?
And then he goes, and then the funniest thing is he phones J. Edgar Hoover, who he knows is gay, right? but he's like real powerful and everything, right?
J. Edgar Hoover was good.
Yeah, like, you know, he was a transvestite and he'd have dudes over.
Is this true? Or?
Yeah, no, that's fairly well documented.
I know
I'm
it
not
was
outing him. I'm not Perez Hilton over here.
I know people.
No, this is fairly.
Yeah.
He's well documented.
Yeah.
So Lyndon Johnson knew for sure he was gay, but he was scared of him because he was so powerful. So he just like needles him, you know. And he's like, so he's talking to him and he goes, "I can't believe old Bob's one of them fellers." You know, they didn't even have a word for it and stuff. And so J. Edgar Hoover goes, "Well, sir, that's." He goes, "I have to ask a rather tough question here, but now when Bob was involved in this, was he the more or less sort of, you know, participant, or was he more or less the feller that, you know, instigated the thing?" You know?
He's asking if he's a catcher or
yes, I don't know.
I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. What have you got me? Why are we talking?
Gross, you're saying that. So the guy goes, so then J. Edgar Hoover goes, "Well, I wouldn't, well, Mr. President," he goes, "I'm sorry to tell you he was the instigator," you know, and he goes, "Oh, good God," he goes, "How do you spot a feller like that, Edgar?" You know? So then J. Edgar Hoover goes, "Well, I wouldn't know, sir." He goes, "Oh, come on now, Edgar." He goes, "If there's anybody that could spot a feller like that, it'd be you. Why, you're the head of the FBI." And so,
this isn't really what's on the tape. Is that really on the tape?
That's really on the tape. And J. Edgar Hoover's kind of mad. He's like, anyway, all right. Yeah, you got to hear it. It's the fun.
Really? And where
I'll bring it in. I know you love broadcasting.
Yeah, where did you get the tapes?
I read a book that were the history of the tape, and then I got the audio version of the book, and the audio version was the tapes themselves.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know about it.
Wow, that's funny.
Anyway.
So what have you been looking at on YouTube then? You have
YouTube. I've been checking out. You know, YouTube's tough because like you'll go to, they don't like sort them right, so you'll go to like Dean Martin. We'll go Dean Martin singing. You know, everybody loves somebody. And the next one's like me doing Dean Martin in my basement. It's just a guy.
Yeah.
So like they don't put them in order.
I'm amazed. You were pretty into the computers, right?
Yeah.
Like what do you really actually end up watching then? You watch the old television, Dean Martin, and
yeah, on the YouTube. I watch the mostly YouTube.
What would be some clips you could tell the people watching at home on the National Webovision?
Well, I don't like what's it called, Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude, yeah.
Is that the word?
What is that?
Taking
pleasure in someone else's
misfortune.
Uh-huh.
He said Schadenfreude.
Have you put that into YouTube? Schadenfreude?
No. But
we could do that.
I'm sort of against that.
I don't know how to spell. Do you know how to spell Schadenfreude?
Who would know how to spell that? Guy from the New York Times only.
Probably. Do you know? John, how to spell?
S-C-H-A-D-E-N.
Okay, wait. Let's do this.
He's only written it 4,000 times.
F-R-E-U-D-E.
Okay, wait. I'll go to YouTube here. Something's wrong with the machine. YouTube's not opening, but okay. Let's actually do this since we're going down that road. We should do it now, right?
Yeah, sure.
Is that what you what
I was going to say I'm not.
What do you look at
I'm
on
not
YouTube?
such a fan of it, but sometimes it hurt. It's very hard not to watch it. But
so you like to watch people getting beat up
not
and
getting
wiping
beat up,
out?
but I liked watching. I really watched. People have guilty pleasures or whatever. When David Hasselhoff was trying to negotiate the hamburger.
Okay. Yes, David Hasselhoff. Yes, I saw that one.
And I didn't feel bad because he didn't have he's been drinking a long time. I don't know how old he is, 70 or whatever. But when you reach the point, if you've been drinking long enough that you're lying on the floor with no shirt, having a hard time with a hamburger.
Yeah.
That's a guy. But now look at him. He looks way better than me.
He's
big chest, perfect head of hair.
See, the thing is, when I saw this,
and then his daughter just tortures him.
Yeah, come on now.
Like that's not a good time if you want to talk a guy out of drinking. She's like, you should quit. He's like, the hamburger.
He's got a hamburger, a delicious, greasy, dripping burger.
That's all he wants.
Yeah, it's a.
Yeah. He's not gonna.
Sort of seems like
come to it there.
Yeah.
Go. You're right.
Did you watch this video? What's another?
She's lying to him.
What's another video you've watched on YouTube?
A cobra striking baby.
Really? No. What? We've never done this before.
You've never watched Cobra Striking Baby?
It's
the best one ever.
It doesn't exist.
What's it called? What's the name of it?
Do Cobra Baby.
Cobra versus Baby?
Cobra.
Cobra and Baby.
Cobra Baby.
Maybe they took it out.
Baby. Oh,
there it is, baby.
Really?
Ready to watch the best ever?
We've actually never done this before, which is it's kind of fun. Oh my gosh.
You can't miss the end. The end is absolutely.
What? How did you find this now?
This was on the computer.
Wait, don't cut away from it.
Oh man, I gotta change my stance though.
Wait, now how? This is.
That's the Cobra on the right. Snap! You hit the baby in the head. The baby doesn't know, it's just an innocent. All creatures are alike to the baby, Tom. Bam! Not to a cobra, though.
Wait a minute here.
You're thinking this is fake? Not fake. The cobra looks to the camera, mugs.
Oh boy, how
does
scary.
it take?
How scary is that?
How beautiful, though.
Yeah.
Can't take your eyes off it, huh? The ending is amazing. It's coming up right now, I think. He's mad now. He's got him. Boom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. What happened? It didn't bite the baby?
Cobra versus baby. No, his mouth was sewn shut.
Oh, sleight of hand, huh?
It's a common fakir.
Very cool. Very cool.
It's a common trick by the fakirs.
Is it?
That's what Sam just told me.
That's cool. Let's take a call.
Hey, man, I know this character.
Hey, Ken, how you doing? What's going on?
Good. How's it going?
Hey, Ken.
Pretty good.
Hey, Norm.
What's up, man?
Hey, Ken,
I'm
had you...
digging,
Sorry, you go ahead, Ken. You have something you want to say
I'm
here.
digging the Dennis Miller quips you throwing out.
Oh, yeah, man.
What did he say?
He's digging the Dennis Miller quips I'm throwing out, like the arcane references.
Oh, okay.
I assume is what.
Are you doing Dennis Miller tonight?
I guess.
He's the Noam Chomsky of comedy.
Yeah, guys. Right, he's doing Dennis Miller. No,
yeah. So what's going on? Had you seen that Cobra clip before?
No.
Really? Did you just saw it now though? That was pretty amazing. I'd never seen that one before. What? Do you have a question now, Ken? Something that?
Yeah, I want to ask about his poker skills.
Okay.
Do you do a lot of comedy you play?
A lot of comedy when I play poker?
Right.
No, not while I'm playing poker. I can't do two things at once.
No joking around when you're playing poker. Just silence the whole time.
Yeah, I don't talk very much.
Yeah. Because
I'm trying to think of poker. I can't think of being funny.
What?
But hey, listen. You know what I was just thinking? You know how Bob Dylan plays the guitar, right? You're a musical guy.
A little bit, yeah.
He plays the guitar, you know, and then he plays the harmonica. The harmonica's around his neck, so he'll play the guitar, and then he'll go into the harmonica. Man's considered a genius, I think, by everyone.
Yeah.
In and out of music, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, he's beyond music in the same way that Ali
a poet.
is beyond.
A poet.
Yeah, he's a poet.
Yeah.
He's our poet.
Like Muhammad Ali, who was also
like
a poet.
Ali, yeah. So anyways, but the thing is, he plays, what I'm saying is he plays the guitar and then he plays the harmonica, and that's a very talented man, you know, you think. But then, if the guy puts like cymbals between his feet, if he's a one-man band, then they're like, look at that retard. He's way more talented. That guy's way more fucking talented. He does like 8 at the same time. Dun, dun, dun.
Where did that come from just now? I mean,
we were talking about doing two things at once.
Right. Hey, Ken, thanks for calling. Do you have a last question? No, okay. Thanks, Ken. Okay. Wait, what's another thing on YouTube you've been looking at? Because I mean, can you top that? Can you top Cobra and Baby? That was really cool.
I don't know if Bud Dyer. I don't know if the tragic suicide of Bud Dyer is on that.
Now you did a television show about that, did you not?
What?
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
No, I did a takeoff on
the politician
a politician took the biggest gun out of a bag and blew his head off. And this was happening like 14 years ago.
On live television.
Yeah. And then last year I did a show and I thought, God damn, that thing's ripe for satire.
That
time 14 years ago when I saw that thing on the TV.
Right, and did you do
parody that.
You did a whole show about that, or?
No, not the entire program.
I don't think we want to watch that though. I don't want that image in my head.
That's bad.
Yeah, that's not a good idea to look at that. What's another one that we can
Another
look at?
one?
Human Tetris.
Human Tetris.
Human Tetris.
Okay.
Human Tetris.
Okay, human Tetris.
I'm glad you brought these magazines on tonight. Because you've brought every magazine.
Yeah. What's that?
Everyone.
What?
Every publication.
What do you mean?
Human Tetris.
No, oh yeah.
No, I was doing an Ed McMahon.
He was up here a couple weeks ago.
He was?
Ed was back up. Yeah.
He went for another time?
He came for a second time, yeah. He actually came back.
That's great.
You know him?
No, I don't know him.
No?
I've met him, and it was the coolest thing ever. Because you feel like Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
You cannot not feel like Johnny Carson if you're standing next to
Oh my gosh, that's sort of, when he was sitting here in this chair for, an hour, and we're just kind of...
that's the best.
Hey, Zolar 420,
But
how
next
you
time
doing?
you got to get a Karnak hat and do some fucking shit with him, man.
Yeah.
All right, let's do
We played a YouTube clip of Karnak.
Yeah.
And we stole a clip off YouTube for that.
Yeah.
So he talked about it a bit. Zolar, how you doing? What's going on? It's a late night Webovision tonight.
Yeah, that's why you get names like Zolar.
Yeah.
You got Captain Midnight.
Yeah, where are you?
I'm in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
Hey, who is that behind you? Is that a is that a picture of young Mary Pickford?
Let me see. Hold on for you, Norm.
Who is that lady? Oh, that's the Lucky Strike lady. Man, I've whacked off many a time to her.
Me too.
I go, you want to get goddamn Lucky Strike lady? How about this?
Zolar, now do you have a question for Norm?
Actually, I have a few things
something you want to
say.
talk to him about, maybe. Let's say, you like to talk to Norm about anything tonight?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Norm, I know you and I have had a conversation on the Howard Stern show. I called in as a girl. I use a girl's voice. I do like a ventriloquist dummy girl's voice, and I said that I was pregnant with your baby, and you fell for it.
I fell for it? I couldn't possibly fall for it.
Yeah, you were like,
Oh, did
what's
I?
your name? What do you look like?
I don't believe him.
Oh, yeah.
Let's
Well, no,
see.
I believe he did that, but
No, actually,
I would remember falling for it.
Zolar, actually, no.
I thought I had a child.
You can call in on Skype, by the way, right now at home. You can call in on Skype. Just
This
go to
is really-
skype.com.
Looks different every time I'm here.
SKYPE.com. It's free to use. You can get there by going to the front page of tomgreen.com. And it works, 30% of the time.
Sam and I made a big last longer bet at this year's World Series.
Yeah, Sam made it right to the end with you. Is that how
No,
it
we
was?
made a bet with each other.
Okay.
Who would last longer?
Uh-huh.
And we made it for a lot of money.
So,
Sam lasted longer
yeah, in the tournament.
in the main event.
How much was the bet for?
It's a lot. It's crazy, man.
You're a gambler, right? You like to gamble?
Sorta.
Yeah. How much was the bet for? Was it?
Well, I don't know, Sam's. Did you tell someone? What did you tell someone on ESPN? Come on, here's Sam, man. Sam doesn't have a mic though. Will he be able to hear him?
Yeah, you can come sit down if you want. Yeah, absolutely. You talk about the Simpsons movie?
We can talk about the Simpsons
Yeah,
movie.
people want to ask about that,
It had nothing to do with it.
Okay, yeah, okay. Oh, really? Okay. Oh, we won't talk about it then. Yeah. But what was this bet for then?
$100,000.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I lost.
Really? What's it like to lose a $100,000 bet? What's that?
Oh, it's way better to lose it to a friend that doesn't need the money. He's ultra rich.
Uh-huh.
Than a casino that doesn't need the money.
Right, sure.
Yeah. Anything's better than losing to a casino.
Yeah.
So every time I lose money to a human being, I go, well, that's money I didn't lose to a casino. I feel good.
You make a
about it.
lot of bets, one-on-one bets with people?
No, not that many. This was the highest one I've ever made.
$100,000, yeah. Now, how's it feel to throw a mic on here? How's it feel to win $100,000 off Norm?
Well, I actually had mixed feelings about it.
Yeah.
Because I felt bad for him.
But you took it, right?
Nope.
Oh, really?
We're going double or nothing next year.
Oh, okay.
But I'm paying him anyway, and then he can pay me the $100,000 back. I don't like to.
And this was in...
He wanted it to be $1 million.
I wanted it to be all my money. I have almost $1 million.
Why would you want to risk...
I thought I'd win. So I saved $900,000.
Yeah, well, it's good.
This dunce saved me $900,000.
Would you have bet the $1 million? Or you talked him out of it?
I talked him out of it, but I wouldn't bet $1 million. That's crazy.
This is a lot of luck.
I can't imagine ever doing that.
Oh, he should have won, honestly. I lucked out so many times, and you start with $20,000 worth of chips that cost you $10,000 to get in the tournament.
When he says chips, he means
cash. Yeah, I'm so horrible at poker, by the way.
What's your game?
I don't like gambling because I just basically have always lost. I've never had a good experience with that. But
can I tell you the first time I ever gambled?
Yeah.
It was also the first time I ever drank.
Okay.
I was a shelter.
How old were you?
I think I was about 12 or 13, and I was a pretty shy lad. So I went to, it was downstairs in the basement of a church. They had a raffle. And so what you would do is you play pretend casino games, like blackjack and roulette and stuff, right, for pretend money.
Right.
And you buy, we gave them $20 and they'd give us about $10,000 in play money, and you play all the different games. I had the hottest goddamn night of my life. At the end of the night, I had millions of dollars of play money. Right? My first time.
13?
Yeah, first time ever gambling. It wasn't real gambling.
Yeah, sure, but.
So they say, okay, now we're going to have an auction, and we'll auction off stuff.
All the money you made, you get to buy stuff at auction.
So I had a huge pile of money. Everyone's looking at me. And so then the auction is, but it's a church raffle, so the auction is, okay, they go, the first thing, it's some folding chairs, for your backyard. And I'm like, I don't want that, It's all for old people, like my Uncle Basil,
right,
who just turned 90, by the way. And
really?
Yeah, so they would, I didn't need anything, because I was just a young kid, and these were all for old people. So then they said, our last thing, and I'm like, what? I haven't bid on anything, and I have all the money, right? They said, our last thing is this bottle of vodka.
Wow.
So I just said, I bid 100 trillion, whatever I had, right? So I got the vodka. And
they gave you the vodka at the church?
Yes,
they gave the 13-year-old the vodka?
Yeah, and I never, assumed.
What kind of church that gives the 13-year-old teach them to gamble and then give them vodka
Well,
afterwards?
I wasn't going to drink it. I was going to take it and give it to my father.
Right.
So I got it, and this guy goes, hey, can I have a drink of your vodka, Like it was sort of a party afterwards. And all of a sudden, I'm the big guy because I have the vodka. So I'm like, yeah, I guess I'll give you a drink, So I open the vodka and I give it to the guy. So the guy just takes a swill out of it, So I go, I'll take a taste. So I taste it, and I don't get drunk at all, right? And I'm like, and I always loved cowboy movies when I was a kid. And I always saw them they drink some liquor and go, and then go out and ride their horses.
Sure.
So I was like, I think I'm just like these cowboy dudes. This fucking shit doesn't affect me that much.
Right.
Like I'm a guy that can drink.
Yeah. You're 13. You're knocking it back like a cowboy.
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to. Absolutely.
So then there's just glimpses. All of a sudden, I just black out where I just have little glimpses of what happened after that. Mm-hmm. But I remember the first thing was me going like this with the vodka, and the guy going, "Come on, give me some." And I go, "No." I won't give the guy any of my vodka.
Right.
Then the next came where I realized I was actually in a church atmosphere, and I ran away with my vodka into the streets. Yeah. And then the next was just whirling lights like in those movies where there'd be a car.
And this is probably, where is this, on Ogilvy Road?
Yeah, Ogilvy. Yeah, that's about it.
Was it on Ogilvy Road?
So then the next was me sleeping with my vodka under a tree. Then a nice Pakistani cab driver drove me all the way back to Bell's Corners, long way away.
Okay. I thought you.
And then I
thought you lived in the East End.
Yeah, I did, but this was a different time.
Okay.
And I go all the way to Bell's Corners.
The
guy was really nice to me, and but I didn't have any money, and I just gave him a bunch of the casino money from the chapel. That was the end of the night. He was like, "That's fine."
That's the first time I got drunk.
Yeah.
Was when I was also about 12. And I used to go down to the Queensway Odeon Theater, the drive-in on Shefford Road. And I'd go down there to get the empty beer bottles and return them. And I found a 6-pack of Schlitz and got wasted on a Sunday afternoon.
You just found it?
Yeah, people would toss their extra beers out and after they left the drive-in.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to get busted for DUI or whatever. So there was always, turned out, a lot of...
drunk alone?
There was a lot of full... I was with a couple friends. We'd go. This was our money-making scheme we had. We'd go down there. We'd make $30 off empty bottles and drink some Schlitz and John Labatt's Classic. And so...
He drinks. This guy drinks. He drinks booze.
You want a beer, by the way? You want a Bud Light?
I've got one. I've got a Bud Light. They're great. I like the aluminum can.
Would you guys, I can go get a couple more Bud Lights. We have Patrick in Montreal here. I know he's in Montreal because I recognize him.
Really?
Actually.
Really?
What's up, Norm?
Patrick called in when Gene Simmons was on a few weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And from Montreal, and he had everybody in the bar in Montreal with Kiss makeup on. He's very into this. You saw that?
Yes.
Hey Patrick, you watch a lot of this stuff.
I watch a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Where did he go? Where did Patrick go? Oh wait.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, there he is. Yeah, I got it here, Victor.
What's
yeah,
that?
Patrick, what are you doing here? I'm going to go get a couple of Bud Lights out of the refrigerator.
I'm on Wi-Fi and I'm Skyping you in, and the dancers knew the Chateau de Sex is providing us, giving us free internet here.
Okay. Oh, outside in Montreal.
Speaking to Norm, man. How are you, Norm?
I'm good, man. I understood about 3 of those words.
Oh, you can't hear me well?
You turn him up a little bit, Victor.
No, I heard that. I couldn't understand what the words meant.
Okay.
He's outside
He
a
heard
strip
you.
club. He's running a strip club.
The Chateau de Sex is providing my internet for me over here, my Wi-Fi connection.
There was a place in Montreal when I was there that was right on René Lévesque Boulevard, and I can't remember. It was near the Comedy Nest, but it was called the Le Cave de Sex, the Cave au Sex, the Cave of Sex.
Yeah, of course, I know that place.
Of course you know that place. Really, you do? Yeah, it was very funny. And in the front, there was a picture in the front. You know, they have the sexy ladies. Mm-hmm. So this was a strip club, but the picture in the front was just a Polaroid of 2 Vietnamese ladies in their robes, just sitting there with cigarettes, having a cigarette. So it wasn't very sexy.
Montreal has always been known for having some great
strip clubs. Yes. Like, what's the famous one? You don't know. What's the famous one where all the world-class strippers go?
That's Wanda's.
Wanda's?
Wanda's doesn't sound like it.
No, that wasn't the one. Say some other one.
Not foo-foo. Patrick, Patrick, why don't you say what it is that you wanted to say tonight?
Oh, basically, I actually want to ask Norm. I've been an avid fan, a big fan of yours. I've seen you with Family Network, all that shit, even the Norm Show. But I wanted to know is, do you still watch Saturday Night Live?
I like when they say even.
I noticed it.
I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, even the Norm
Even
Show.
that.
Because usually people, they tell you they're big fans even though they're not.
But I watch it all the time. I love Saturday Night Live.
What did you have a question about Saturday Night Live, Patrick? You've done a great job here. I want to say you've done a great job. You've got the camera on the street in Montreal. Norm's Canadian. This is great. Now let's.
There's people around here everywhere.
Yeah, that's a better idea. Since you've gone to all that trouble, just to ask that question. You could have done in your basement like the last 8 people have.
Right.
There we go. Let's let this guy ask that question.
They've doubled.
Just the fact that I've seen all of Norm Macdonald's movies.
It's a guy in the street.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan. I go, we're from Quebec. Woohoo!
Yeah, baby, Quebec.
Now, Norm, you speak French, right?
Yeah, I speak French. Vive le Québec libre.
Hey, what's going on?
Okay.
Well,
yeah, that's cool.
He's got to fasten the headphones.
Okay. It does amaze me that it actually is working to a certain extent. I mean, you can't really expect it to go as smooth as TV because we don't know.
It can't be as smooth as TV,
but it's. I mean, there's a guy there in Montreal. He's looking at us. Can you see us?
No. Well, yeah, I can see you if my buddy turns the laptop.
Okay. Hey, what's your name, sir? How you doing? And
my name's Guido. How you doing?
Hey, Guido. How are you? I'm Tom. This is Norm Macdonald.
Hey, Norm, what's going on? Hey, Norm.
Hey.
We're sitting in my living room here in Los Angeles, and we're basically we've got our computer hooked up, and Patrick here watches my show every night on my website, and he's hanging out here. He's plugged into the Wi-Fi on the street, and we're here with Norm Macdonald. So
hey guys, you know who I met a couple of months ago? I knew him once before. You know André-Philippe Gagnon?
Yeah, I do. Gagnon.
Yeah, Gagnon. That's the one. So he's you know who he is, right?
He's the guy that does all the impressions.
I have no idea who Gagnon is.
He can do the entire "We Are the World"
That's right.
Song.
That's right.
Every single, Michael Jackson to.
And he's a French guy, and he smokes. His voice, you would think, would be so important. Like the guy can do Roy Orbison. He can do really good impressions. But he smokes 2 packs, 3 packs of green export A's.
Oh, yeah.
So I think those would be good.
Yeah.
But he does the singing impressions perfect. When he does the talking impressions, he has a crazy French accent. You know?
Yeah.
So he does the Roy Orbison and Bob Dylan, and then he's like, now I'd like to do like Johnny Carson. He's going like, Ed, I do not know, Ed, if that is such a good idea, Ed. That's his impression.
Is French your first language, or do you learn English at the same time?
Because English is my first language.
It says in IMDb, it says because you were raised French, it says that's where your accent comes from. It says from your French Canadian upbringing. And I'm thinking to myself, Macdonald, I didn't know Norm was French, but that's complete bogus. And that's not, you just learned French the way I had to learn French.
Yeah.
They forced you to learn
Exactly.
it. Okay, cool. Hey,
that guy's
thanks
cool.
a lot, Patrick. That's cool. Do we want to grab one more person on the street in Montreal?
Sure, I love Montreal.
Hey, what's up? Receiving a crop. I rise to the top. Like a million laughs. What are you saying?
Is it frozen, or it seems like our feed's frozen up? Oh.
Keep drinking, guys.
Okay, thanks, guys. It looks like the
drinking.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that salutation before.
He sees us on some laptop on the street. He's probably thinking, oh, what the heck, look at, there's Norm and Tom drunk.
Keep drinking.
On the internet. Probably thinks he's the only guy watching this, too. He's probably wondering what the hell we're doing. So
the girl says to David Hasselhoff, she's taping him.
Yeah, the daughter, yeah.
The daughter, yeah. Mm-hmm. And she's like, Dad, I'm going to be putting this on the internet for all of the planet to see.
Did she really say that?
Well, that's what she was going to do.
Yeah.
I don't know if she
didn't say that
words. But
okay. This is on the Lyndon
That
Johnson
was her
tape.
plan.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, hamburger. He just says hamburger.
Did the ladies at The View get really mad at you or something like that? That was something I read about.
I guess he's tired of my story.
No.
Yeah, let him finish his Hasselhoff.
He changed topics immediately.
Well, we talked about Hasselhoff.
I know, we've had our fill of Hasselhoff.
No, because
Yeah, the gals at The View?
Well, because it made me, no, you know why? It's made me think about that, because I was reading about it today, and it was when you said that Bill Clinton line.
What is that?
You said that Bill Clinton is a murderer.
Bill Clinton is a murderer. Oh, yeah, I remember saying that.
And then the ladies at The View took it very seriously.
Yeah, they thought I was actually seriously not making.
Oh, that guy on the park bench?
Yeah, Vince Foster.
Vince Foster?
Yeah. I don't know why I brought that up. That's not the thing to bring up.
No, I just said it as a joke.
Yeah.
Because I kept going, I thought it was a matter of record. As if the sitting president could have murdered someone. As if that would be a matter of record.
Uh-huh.
So I kept going, I thought he was, I think I even said, I thought he was found guilty by a jury of his peers, and I go by that system. And then Barbara Walters was like, well, you better watch it, mister. Like I was seriously saying that Bill Clinton had been accused,
Right.
and found guilty of murder.
Right, and you were just being ridiculous, and then they took
dumb, stupid stuff.
Right. Do we have throw that up there? We have.
They don't have that. I'm sure
we have clips. We have clips in the hopper. We have all sorts of stuff. We got you on The View.
No, this was a different
time. Yeah. You must love doing that show. That was a fun show to do.
The View?
I would think because of that exact scenario.
It's live, so any live show is great.
And then you can confuse them a little bit, probably. Yeah. I remember the first time I met you was backstage at the Regis Philbin.
You were dressed up in a robot outfit with tinfoil.
Was it really?
Yes.
It was that.
And you confused Regis.
Yeah, that was when I just moved to New York. I just started my show.
You were with Wendy. You were with Wendy.
Yeah, and I was backstage at Regis in a robot costume. That was the first time I met you. It was exciting.
Yeah, it was very exciting for me too.
So you want to do the Budweiser commercial?
You want to do Glancing Leonardo? What, the Budweiser commercial? Yeah.
We met Glancing Leonardo. Oh, we met at Yuck Yucks.
Yes,
we met at Yuck Yucks when that's right.
Okay, so let's do the Budweiser commercial.
We could do a Budweiser commercial right now for Bud Light. We have information and a prompter. They have a
prompter?
They have a cool website, budlight.com, that I could ask everybody to go to right now who's watching.
The pale is to make this stuff look like
and
amateurs.
You know what's kind of awesome?
Now here on your clips. Oh. What? Dole impression.
This is stuff that we pulled down off. Play the Bob Dole impression.
No, that's all right. It's just an old guy. Nobody even remember.
You know, on the Millionaire Show?
Everyone will remember that. Everyone wants.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
On the Millionaire Show, I actually have a panel of geniuses when people would call me on to be the phone a friend.
Right.
I had like the all-time Jeopardy winners and college professors and all these geniuses to answer the questions.
You had a panel of geniuses.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I could guarantee the celebrities would get the right answer.
Okay.
So I used my geniuses on
For
a
the
question I was
stupid
pretty
question.
sure of. I was about 95% sure, and I used my panel of geniuses.
And they confirmed it.
They confirmed it, but
we were 100% for the
Final.
$1 million question too.
Yeah, no, I know, because.
So if he had waited to use us on the next one.
But you knew the $1 million question, right? Because
No, I didn't
backstage
know it.
afterwards.
He wasn't sure.
It was like there's a difference between knowing it and knowing you know it.
Right.
Yeah. So I.
But you guessed
thought
afterwards.
I knew it, yeah.
After
I thought
the show.
I knew it, but I didn't. But I would have known it for sure if they had said it.
We would have said we're 100% sure.
Yeah.
I would have said
But
I'm
that's
100%.
amazing to win $500,000. What was the charity?
No, I don't win anything.
Well, the charity wins it, right?
Yeah, it's Paul Newman.
Paul Newman was the charity? He doesn't need. What was the charity? He had a charity and you give it to his
Yeah,
charity.
he had some sort of golf course he owned.
You won $5 for his. Really?
No, it's for he also has a thing, the Hole in the Wall gang, which
Okay.
is for sick children.
Do you know Paul Newman? Is this?
Do I know
Yeah.
him? No.
Why would you pick Paul Newman's charity
I
for
mean,
your charity?
I don't want to sound self-serving, but I like giving money to real sick kids to make them better. But I also wanted to meet Paul Newman. But then, I had a chance to meet Paul Newman. He sent me a letter, and then I felt too guilty because I'm like, nah, this is horrible. Go meet Paul Newman.
So you didn't go meet him?
I didn't go because I felt too guilty about my.
Because the whole ulterior motive from the beginning was to meet him.
No, that was it was pretty well. That's why I chose that one.
Mm-hmm.
I would have chosen the Hart one if I got to meet Matlock or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
This isn't really true, is it? That you actually chose it to meet Paul Newman and then changed your mind afterwards?
No, I mean if it was Paul Newman and he was for
When he says Matlock, he means Andy Griffith.
Yeah, if I was with Paul, if Paul Newman's thing was for dog fighting, I wouldn't give all my money to dog fighting just to meet Paul Newman.
Right.
His thing also happened to be a very good thing.
Right. Okay, so
helping sick children with popcorn.
Right, sure, yes.
and sauces and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't have had a thing for dog fighting though in the first place. I don't think.
Of course he would. No, he's a great man.
Yeah.
But he's one of my favorite actors. But then also I've had a chance to meet famous people before, and I always don't do it because I go, then the guy's gonna have to meet me, and you know what I mean. So I'll be with Paul Newman, and I'll go, I won't have any stories for him.
Right.
You know what I mean? I can go, hey, listen, I was on Tom Green. And he'll go, yeah? And I'll go, yeah. And Sam was
Wouldn't be
there.
the story to tell.
And anyways, that one you told earlier about Robert Redford, that was good.
So wait, yeah. Okay, well, I'm not sure how much of this. Let's do the commercial.
Have you ever met a huge guy?
Oh, I get flipped out every time. I don't know.
Do you ever not do it? I can't go through with this? Or do you go, I got to take this opportunity?
Absolutely, yeah.
You say, I got to take this opportunity.
Hey, Tom, when I was growing up, I grew up in Beverly Hills, and my dog ran away once.
Wait a minute. I thought you grew up, I heard that you were born in San Francisco.
You did not hear that.
That's what I heard.
No. And my dog
reared in San Francisco. Were you reared in San Francisco? I heard earlier from someone.
You're not even from San Francisco.
No, I wasn't reared in San Francisco.
All of a sudden, you're reared there.
So my dog ran away.
No, well, I mean. Yeah.
Priscilla Presley's house was next door. Elvis brought my dog back in a limo.
Yeah.
Brought it up. What's that?
I never heard that.
What's this?
He tells the story.
What are we talking about now?
Okay, here it is. Here's the story.
My dog ran away, and Elvis brought him back to the house in a limo.
Really? How old were you when that happened?
Probably about 12.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's what it's like growing up in Beverly Hills.
In Beverly Hills, yeah.
Elvis walked up to the house.
He was in the car, and he had his driver bring the...
Les Lie might, buy a pair of skates off you.
What's that?
Nothing good. I thought you knew who Les Lie was.
No, I don't know who Les Lie is.
Bill Luxton?
No.
Okay.
No.
What?
We come from a town where we wouldn't meet guys like Elvis.
Elvis
So
Presley.
Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
And I walked in, I surprised my mother in Groucho Marx in my parents' bedroom once.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of surprise was it?
How Groucho Marx got in his mother's pajamas, I'll never know.
Cool, that's... Yeah, well, what? Really? So what did Elvis have to say to you when he brought the dog back? Did he say something?
I went to him and I said, "Thank you very much." No, that's not really true. But the driver brought the dog to the thing, and I went in and I waved. He was sitting in the back seat of the car.
All right.
Sure, yeah.
Say that one.
What do you want me
to say? Like,
should I say that?
Yeah. Like
did he sing Hound Dog to you?
No, to the dog, like, and then sing it, go like.
Do you sing Hound Dog to the dog? What? What are you telling me to do? Let's do the Bud commercial. Maybe that's not a good time to do it.
All right, let's do it, man. Are we going to read a
let's put the stuff up on
teleprompter?
the screen. Go to budlight.com. Okay.
Can I do it?
You can do that, yeah. I'm not sure what it says.
Okay, two guys, Stan and Phil, took a camera and plenty of Bud Light to the streets. Get in on the action and have some fun with it. .com. We actually have one of their videos here.
Have a look at the video.
These aren't real, I don't think.
Well, I felt kind of
No,
professional.
these are real.
No, they're not.
They're not?
These are like, they got an ad.
We hear this?
They got an ad agency that spent like $1 million. All art directed.
Look at her.
Can I rip that back?
Look at that. Hi. Yep, my name's Phil. I'm Stan. We'll be your oglers. I see some movement.
Little action.
And
I see
he's
a
left
free
the prey.
blanket. I
Okay.
see an open blanket. Well, hello.
Hi.
You didn't notice me here, did you?
No.
My name is Bud Light.
Bud Light, that's an interesting name.
Thank you.
Is that French?
It could be. It happens to be the manner with which I kiss. You ever walked with a bottle in the moonlight?
Well, no, I haven't.
Hand in glass?
Oh, Bud.
Holy hiney. Apparently this is your good side.
Yeah, everyone tells me my front and my back are my good sides. Just don't ever look at me from this side. I'm so funny.
I'm having the best day ever. Ah.
Check out budlight.com, and they have some cool stuff there actually. That
This is a light beer?
it's a light beer.
It tastes so it tastes so rich.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
Isn't it an amazing beer? Let's get a nice tight shot of Sam when he says that. Can you say that and look into camera?
No, I couldn't believe it that this is actually a light beer because it tastes it tastes like a really fattening beer.
Yeah, a nice rich beer, Bud Light. Go out and pick up
some more beer.
Yeah, grab. We have a camera in the fridge now too, Norm.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
Was that the fridge cam?
There's a fridge cam now. Yeah.
I think like the bottle is really cool, but like, what is the theory of the aluminum bottle?
Hey man, check this out.
Honestly, what?
I believe it's a limited
it's a
edition
fridge can.
aluminum bottle. And
is
hey
it
guys.
cooler or something?
yeah, look at the new fridge cam. There's Norm in my kitchen in the fridge.
Oh, I saw that in the
There's
refrigerator.
only one Bud Light left. Man, Bud Light's popular, I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I got a bottle opener out here. There's got to be a few more. Wait, did we ever set up that toilet can?
That looks like one of those shows where they're looking for
Let's
the
get to toilet
ghosts
can,
on
too. This is
the
the
Queen
Tom?
Mary.
toilet, of course. There.
Tom?
We were talking about.
Tom.
Oh, I thought yeah, Norm. Yes.
Lori Joe said she wanted me to say, why do you have a head in your fridge?
No, I screwed that up.
Oh, okay. So this is kind of. I was just saying to Sam, this is kind of fun because we went on late tonight.
Yeah.
That sort of to me throws the whole timing of everything off into you just sort of throw it away. Normally we go on at 8, we end at 9. I don't know when we went on tonight, so we kind of end whenever we end.
There's a hilarious
You've been on
show
for an
tonight.
hour now.
What?
Oh, you didn't grab me one? Is there really no more?
There really was just one.
No.
Oh, really? There's got to be more.
There's more in
There's
there.
one in there.
I need another one.
I thought you'd see it. In the
I'm ready
fridge
to
cam.
have another cold one.
It's a good drink, man.
It's a great beer. So no, but I mean it's fun. But we've actually done I think we've been on for an hour,
16
and
minutes?
5-10 minutes.
Oh, we
now.
have, really?
Yeah. So we can literally end the show at any time. I was thinking what we could do is we could do a thing because people are going to be angry with me because I haven't taken a lot of calls tonight
Oh,
because
okay.
we've been,
You should take him.
we've been talking and talking. right? So I was kind of felt like it would be better not to
You
talk to
should
these
catch up
people.
with the folks.
These people have been driving me nuts. We do a thing called rapid fire. We've done this occasionally.
Oh, yeah.
Where I take a whole bunch of calls really fast.
Yeah, that's cool.
So then, it doesn't really matter if they don't have anything to ask, because we're just going to hang up on them anyways.
Next.
But let's see what happens here. We'll do a little rapid
next
fire. We'll do
generation.
5 minutes of rapid fire,
that
and
sounds
then
cool.
and we can call it a night here. It's been awesome having you
fun.
back. It's been a solid hour of National Webovision.
No, we got to do it more, man. There's
Yeah.
all these calls and agents.
Hey, you're on the air. Rapid fire with Norm Macdonald. We're going to take a whole bunch of calls right now on the telephone. Good time for prank calls. Actually, good time, because we're going to be hanging up on you as soon as call. You're on the air. Rapid fire.
Hey, big fan. I saw Dirty Work. I just want to know, how did you keep a straight face with working with Chris Farley?
Oh, that was the hardest thing in the world. No, that was a good question, because he's the funniest guy, so it's almost impossible not to laugh. Sometimes I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really hard.
What was it like? What was he like?
Well, he's just one of those guys. Like I always say with him, like all he wanted to do is make people laugh, like nothing else, right? And he succeeded. Like he could make dumb people laugh and smart people laugh, and he could make old people laugh and young people laugh, and people that liked him laugh, people that thought they were going to hate him laugh. He could just make everybody laugh.
Yeah.
And so
everybody who knew him seems to have always. I mean, I've just talked to a few people that knew him here, and they just always seem to sort of have the most amount of reverence you ever hear for anybody, really.
Well, you don't have to know him. You just have to put on YouTube and go to Farley, and like you're going to laugh harder than everybody else.
Yep. Rapid fire. You're on the air.
Hey, Norm. Bet you $100,000 time I was one nut.
What?
Rapid fire. You're on. That's okay.
What?
You bet you $100,000.
Norm,
One nut.
who'd you rather vote, Jack Nicholson or Meg Ryan?
Is that Jack Nicholson from the pre-70s?
Okay. You're on the air. Rapid fire.
Oh, hey, just want to let you know I moved away from the microphone to breathe, and...
See, this doesn't make sense. You're on the air. You're on the air. Say something. Come on.
Something about...
Hey, I'm from Winnipeg, and so I know Norm Macdonald's brother Neil, the reporter. I'm wondering if there's ever any kind of rivalry between you two guys, both being on TV.
Oh, no rivalry, because he's a newscaster and I'm a nightclub comic.
Neil Macdonald. Neil Macdonald. YouTube. Neil Macdonald, your brother, in Canada, is a huge national reporter on the CBC News, and I always thought it was kind of funny.
He is?
Absolutely, like a household name in Canada, Neil Macdonald.
Norm, you've never told me that?
Well, it wouldn't make any sense to you because you're not from Canada. It only makes sense.
No, I understood completely what Tom was just talking about.
This is the thing.
I've traveled with you. I've known you. I see you like 3 times a week. You've never mentioned your brother is a huge TV star in Canada.
Here's why. Here's the difference, Dan.
That's bizarre.
No, but here's the reason.
Did you know that?
Because if you're not Canadian and I just say that, like if I heard that from someone, it would sound like horse shit. Like if a guy went like, I'm from Denmark and my brother's the big reporter in Denmark, and I go, oh, he probably isn't that big. So I didn't want to tell.
No, he's like, I'm trying to see CBC.
He's the national correspondent at Washington now.
Yes, he is. He covers Washington.
He's the Washington correspondent for the CBC?
Yeah, he covers Washington.
How about a family gathering, dude?
Gee, how could I comprehend that?
Family Guy's about the Family Guy.
Family Guy?
Yeah.
Well, I got good news from my Family Guy, by the way. Simpsons, of course, was...
You were the Grim Reaper, the Mr. Death?
I played the devil. Yeah, what is it? The devil. Death.
Yeah.
Anyways, my manager phoned today, and he was excited because I got a Family Guy pinball machine. So my career is going well.
What? You did really get that today, really?
Yeah.
Today?
Yeah, he phoned me. He's all excited.
Okay.
Norm, I have good news.
Yeah, I got good news.
Rapid fire, you're on the air. We'll take it.
See you down your Mac, Tom.
Okay.
Norm, I have good news.
Yeah, I got good news.
Rapid fire, you're on the air. We'll take it.
See you down your Mac, Tom.
Okay. You're on the air.
All right, Tom, and there's the stage. Let's read.
Now you're on the air.
Chocolate ransom.
Okay, we'll take a couple of last calls.
Hey, thanks for the show. Barrel roll.
Oh, yeah, good.
Barrel roll.
Yes. Buy a T-shirt. Buy them. Do you know what barrel roll is? I'm selling barrel roll T-shirts now. So, anyways, they're all going to be prankers on this thing. Maybe we should take a last couple of Skypes and then, But
when you were in Saskatoon, I was telling you I watched all the time. I watched all your installments, from Western Canada. And so, what did you come back with from there? You got.
Well, we shot. We
got a lot of stuff.
We cut the roof off of this car, and we were driving around. Yeah, it's actually for a film called Prank Star that I'm doing.
Oh, that's cool.
Check it out.
Wait, is that the one? What about the one that you did with BC where you were snowboarding? That's not the same thing.
Oh no, that's Shred and Shred 2.
You made like 3 movies since you started doing the TV show.
Well, Prank Star is kind of like an independent one that I did with my friend David Alexanian, who's driving through Africa right now. He produced it, and it's kind of I don't want to talk about it. I'll tell you about it after.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about
Sounds
it.
cool.
Yeah.
But the stuff is crazy, great, and I wish you could show that Susie the Goat thing.
Yeah, it's actually, I think it's in. I can show it to you after the show. I'll show it to you after the show if you want. It's, We were driving through, you like the prairies. We were driving through the prairies. It's Google
I like that
Saskatchewan.
Susie the Goat thing, but that's one of the best things I've seen in a long time.
We found a goat. We borrowed a goat from a farmer and put it in the back of a car.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then you and the goat loved each other.
The goat was a very friendly goat, and it kind of.
Lojo said Tom's got to bring that goat back
I wished so badly, but I brought it back with me.
LA, have it on the show.
We still should get her.
Okay, so we're going to take one last call here on Skype.
Okay.
We've gone over an hour. I apologize. You probably got to get going. You guys probably got to get going, right? But I've been sort of. I think we've been on for about an hour and 15 minutes, actually, which is
a record.
Long. Well, no. Last time Norm was here, I think we went an hour and a half. Actually, I had requests today from people emailing saying, "Go an hour and a half. Go an hour and a half."
Oh yeah. Well, those are those people that got. They never got over it when Johnny Carson went to 60 minutes. And they're like, finally, 90 minutes in a row. It was funny. I heard when I was young. I was on the Pat Sajak show, and Johnny Carson had already gone to 60 minutes. Pat Sajak was against Johnny Carson, and Pat Sajak decides, I'll do a 90-minute show. I can handle it.
What year was Pat Sajak doing a show against Carson? I don't.
I can't remember.
In the 80s, or I remember him doing that show in the 80s.
I'd say the 80s, probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe early 90s.
Oh yeah.
So he went 90 minutes, and he had a guy, Dan Miller, who was his sidekick, who was a guy who was the anchorman wherever he was the weatherman, and who, according to Pat Sajak, was the funniest guy in the world. But you know how, if you really know a guy well, he's the funniest guy in the world, but only to you,
Sure, yeah.
So that seemed to be what was going on, because Dan Miller didn't seem funny in any way.
He had some internal monologue going, the jokes that only meant stuff to them. Yeah, okay.
So he was the sidekick, and he never seemed to say anything funny. But anyways, because it was a 90-minute show, there'd be so many guests. Like, it'd be a big line, you'd be pushed all to the end, And so one time I was pushed into Dan Miller, the guy that was the sidekick, about 6 other people and everything, and it was, way into the show. 65, 70 minutes into the show.
Okay.
And I turn over, I look at Dan Miller, and he's reading a book. He's the sidekick.
Live?
Yeah, he's reading a book.
No. Really?
Yeah, he was reading a book.
How long was that? That show was only on for a few years, though. I remember that show.
Yeah,
I always thought he was kind of trying to do almost a David Letterman thing, as I remember. He was doing sort of wacky stuff.
Yeah.
That was sort of, I thought, Letterman-esque or something.
What are you gonna? Who? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's what everyone's trying to do.
There's only a few guys.
But pretty well
only a few guys like you, Tommy, that can do. Guys from 60 years ago instead of.
Speaking of David Letterman, there you are doing David Letterman.
Oh yeah.
What a segue, huh? That's almost too good. Okay, it's too much of a good segue. Cut to that for a second.
Yeah, so yeah, ask you for some gum. Yeah.
Norm,
what?
You want to take one last call and
sure,
get out of here?
Fantastic. Whatever you want, man. This is fun. Drinking beer, Bud Light.
Hey, Mark, you're on the air.
He was on before.
Hey, Mark. He didn't say anything, though.
Oh, yeah, maybe I'm just looking at him from here.
Just looks like the other guy, I think.
No.
Hey, Mark.
How you doing?
We were thinking about making you the last call of the night, because we've been on for about an hour and 15 minutes, and
okay.
Sam's reading a book.
He did a fucking Rickles, man. Sam's reading a book. This guy's. You like Rickles?
Oh, yeah. He was in Dirty Work, right?
Yeah, get Rickles on the show.
Oh, I asked him.
Yeah?
And the response was, he actually said, the publicist said, Don likes Tom, but he's just not the kind of guy that goes up to somebody's house to do something like this or something like that. So, but I guess it's a little weird
that
coming to
makes
someone's
sense because
house.
he's old and he's like, what, his house? He'd probably think you want him to be at your birthday party performing.
Yeah, kind of weird, kind of strange.
Yeah.
I did invite him though. I'd love to have him on. Wouldn't that be something? Hey, this is the last call of the night, and then everybody's got to get going. It's 10 o'clock. Oh my gosh, unbelievable.
Okay. I was wondering if Norm ever comes out to upstate New York for any shows.
Yeah, I go to Syracuse, I go to Verona, I go to
Come on.
That's two places, man. I mean,
it's not the kind.
No, I do go. I just said two
the last
places.
call of the night, and
Saratoga.
it's like, you know, you want to say something that's gonna.
I know that wasn't much.
You know, now these.
Maybe this guy will say something interesting.
These pricks here are going to start to. No, I'm sorry about that, but you know, most of these people usually tend to be, you know, pricks essentially. You know, you're on the air. Last call of the night. We got to get going. We've been on an hour and a half now. What's up? How you? You're the. Let's make this good here. Let's have a good, nice question. Okay, a good, not a nice. What's your question?
Norm, you remember when you were on Saturday Night Live and you did Weekend Update? And then they fired you, and then you're on the Late Show. You remember that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay, that was my question.
That was awesome, right? No, you're supposed to say that was awesome.
I watched that clip on YouTube actually when you went on Letterman after that happened.
I thought he was doing the Chris Farley show.
No, you know what? He's actually serious though. I don't even think he's trying to be silly by asking something like that. Like because he probably watched that on YouTube because that's up on YouTube right now. When because David Letterman loves you, right?
Well, there was a Chris Farley.
He had a lot of reverence for you. You could tell David Letterman did because when you came out, he stood and he kept standing.
Oh, that's nice.
As you sat down, he kept standing and he kept clapping.
He had reverence for me because I'm just a young guy.
No, he really likes you.
But anyways, no, I thought that guy was doing the Chris Farley show.
I think so too.
Because there was
a Chris Farley bit.
There was a Chris Farley show, which was a segment on Saturday Night Live where you go like, I'm with who would it be?
Did they remember? You did this
Yeah, he'd be interviewing like Paul McCartney. He'd be going, remember when you were the Beatles? And it was like, remember that? He's like, yeah. He goes, that was awesome. I think that's what the guy was doing.
Okay, let's make this the last call, and then we'll go. We're gonna go now. But everyone, yeah, no.
Hey, what's up?
Last call. Okay.
Okay, Tom Green, you rule.
Okay, that's a nice way to go.
That's great. Kick butt.
It's better than the fuck off I got last night. You know what I mean? Last night the guy called up and told me to fuck off. Yeah. Excuse me, but excuse my language. Excuse my French. Norm, thank you.
This was great. It was really fun.
Thank you so much, Sam. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
I appreciate it. And thank you, everyone, for watching. Tomorrow night we have Kat Von D on the show. And then we're having a party on Friday. You want to come on Friday?
Sure.
We have, Beck, his band. Beck's not going to be here, but his band.
Why do you open with Beck? Jesus Christ. You're like, Beck? Yeah, man, he's not going to be here.
Beck's band has a side.
You thought Norm was going to go, I hate him, but I like his band.
People that know Beck, they'll be here.
His band has a great side project. They're called Wounded Cougar.
Yeah.
And they're playing, and the Beck's music is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So they're going to be here. There's a punk rock band. They're called Wounded Cougar. They're playing here.
Wait. Do they still play with Beck?
They still play with Beck.
So Beck is not playing.
Maybe he'll show
tomorrow.
up.
Why doesn't he show up for
Friday.
his buddies?
I don't know. Well,
Friday.
I'll call him and ask him. But
okay, because that'd be cool, Beck. I'd like to meet Beck.
Yeah.
Also, people that know Beck, I'd like to meet them too.
There's some people that know him. We're going to be here Friday. We'll be drinking some Bud Lights.
Who else is coming? It's a party.
That's party. I'll probably invite Andy Dick. He was here on Monday night. Yeah.
It ain't a party till Andy Dick shows up.
Right. Oh yeah.
Then virtually everything's a party.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You don't need. That's all you need.
Yeah. He might come up. I don't know. And
I saw him on the show.
You did. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in a bit of
He looked completely normal. He didn't seem. I don't know what happened at the Laugh Factory, but it seemed.
You know John Lovett, so you must know him pretty well. Do you know anything about what happened there?
Don't know anything. I just know there are two versions, but he certainly didn't look like he was smashed against a...
Yeah, no, he says he wasn't, yeah, so...
I don't know.
Thanks,
I don't think comedy needs that. You know what I think comedy needs right now?
Love.
Love, sweet love.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I don't want to make sweet.
No, I know what you're saying.
I'm saying like between ladies and gentlemen.
No,
or gentlemen and gentlemen that they're into that, but not me and you.
I know you're not saying that.
Okay.
The reason I said I agree is because I'd actually been talking about this literally right before the show, because I was talking about that, and I was talking about there's all these sort of feuds going on, the Carlos Mencia and Joe Rogan, and this sort of negative energy.
Yeah.
And actually, in my blog today, at tomgreen.com, I wrote a blog about trying to be more positive around here, because I don't know if
when I was growing up, a show business feud was between Mr. Fred Allen and Mr. Jack Benny.
Oh, man.
And that's about as vicious as it got in this town.
Yeah. Or Jack Parr and who? Walter Winchell. Was that who he was in the war with all the time?
Oh, yeah, that was a real one, though, right?
Probably, yeah. But have you been in a real one before?
A feud?
Yeah, a real feud where you've said, obviously you've been in a feud with OJ, but have you been, or Michael Jackson, but have you been in an actual comedy feud where there's been sort of, no?
No.
No. It's, no more negativity, right?
Because people are just trying to, I remember talking to Janine Garofalo once, and she's like all mad at somebody, Carrot Top or something like that, And I'm like, well, why would you be mad at that guy? That guy makes all kinds of people laugh. People that you could never make laugh in 10 trillion years, which is basically the entire planet. But, I do the very same thing. I'm
not a fan of Janine, I guess.
No, Janine's funny.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
But, I'm saying, like, you're funny. You have your audience. You have your few hundred people that love you.
I think it starts when someone says something about someone else.
But Carrot Top's never said anything to anybody.
So she just doesn't like him because she doesn't like that prop comedy stuff.
She doesn't like that. Yeah.
Right.
So I'm like, well, you don't have to like it, but you don't have to be against it, because, people get happy and stuff watching them.
Here's another great thing on YouTube to watch. Because today, on your Conan interview with Courtney Thorne-Smith, where she's talking about Carrot Top and being on the movie with Carrot Top, oh, watch that today.
I do what I just accuse the others of. But I accidentally...
Wait. He just got mad at Janine Garofalo for taking a shot at Carrot Top.
I'm just saying.
But that's what he does in the Courtney Thorne-Smith thing. He takes a shot at Carrot Top.
And also started a feud with Janine Garofalo, all in one foul swoop.
I accidentally, this is what happened. I swear to God, Tom. I like Carrot Top. He's fine and everything, right? But I was on this show.
Well, he makes some people
laugh. And there was a lady with me. There was a lady that was talking, Courtney Thorne-Smith.
And she just done a movie with Carrot Top. So.
She was on a show called Melrose Place, which was a big show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I knew this. I knew this. Yeah. Yes, and I lived exactly. So I'm sitting there, right? And you're just supposed to listen. And then they go, talk anytime you want, throw anything in, So I'm sitting and she's talking and everything, and I'm just drifting away, And she's talking about Melrose, whatever. And then she says she's not on Melrose Place anymore. So I go, then that, raises my antennae.
It's really hilarious. Watch this.
So I go, hey man, that's odd. You're not doing. She goes, no, I've left Melrose Place to do a movie with Carrot Top. So I think it's a joke, obviously. I think that's someone making a joke. So I'm like, like thinking would be the most retarded career move ever.
Right.
And then she goes, no, I really did it. And I'm like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
But then I look bad. I don't like.
No, it's very funny, and that's what we're going to roll credits over tonight. We're gonna.
Carrot Top's great. I met him. He's a really nice guy.
I love Carrot Top.
He's a really nice guy.
He
works hard. He's like the Wayne Newton of comedy. He'll get you laughing eventually, man.
Yeah, and he's like.
No.
So much plastic surgery.
It's right here on.
Wayne Newton
he's
as well.
Oh,
it's got so much artificial color.
I'm all positive.
So now, okay, wait. Here we go.
Man, I got the pallor of a young Lillian Gish.
I can't find it right now. But it's on YouTube.
All right, man. What?
We should go right now.
Yeah, we should go.
Yeah. Thanks.
Or do I want to what? Is it another option? Oh, this is it.
Oh, this is it here. Okay, good. So that works out perfectly.
That ends it.
That's like a professional kind of a button or something.
Exactly.
Norm Macdonald late night with Conan O'Brien. Funny comment.
It comes full circle.
I just don't want to I'd keep talking all night, but I don't want to keep you all night because you guys got stuff to do. But I really do appreciate the hour and a half piece of
Anytime,
Webovision.
man, it's fun.
And
it's fun.
Well, you're close to setting a record.
What? What is the
The
record?
longest Tom Green show.
Oh no, I think Steve O did a really long one, didn't he?
He knows his Webo. I am so filled with pride every time you indicate to the audience.
Oh no, I just have a good memory.
But I just think that I feel so good. Norm Macdonald knows that Steve O did the longest Webovision.
How long
ever.
was it?
4.5 hours.
4.5 hours.
It was.
Yeah, we got
not pleasant.
place to go.
You don't want to break down.
We're not going to beat it tonight.
You don't want to break down.
No.
At the Laugh Factory, you know, they try to break records. So a guy go up, like Dane Cook went up and did, I don't know, 6 hours or something, or stand-up.
What do you do for 6 hours on stage?
God knows. God only knows. But and then Chappelle went up and did 11 hours in New York. But you know, it's just walking around a stage talking. Like clearly,
yeah,
it's not going to be hysterical for 11 hours.
People must be coming and going at a certain
they
point.
Must be coming and going. Yeah.
We don't want to get to that point
And a
where
lot
people
of it
are
must be
coming
going.
and going. You know?
What's your name, Marjorie?
Would you ever be into doing something that I've been meaning to do here?
Oh, going. I know you're going to talk about going on a stage and just
No, here at the
stage.
Webovision. Here at the Webovision, just here.
What's that?
I was thinking of maybe breaking the Guinness Book record for longest broadcast in history. I mean, you could just pop by for a couple hours or something in the middle.
That's great.
You shouldn't do that.
Why not?
Don't do it.
I think those people go insane.
Well, that's already happened here, clearly.
How do those people go? Yeah,
no, but it's in my house. We have beers. We flip it on. We go on for. I was thinking like a marathon.
It's only going to go for
a week or something.
Oh, a week?
No sleep. Sleep in the desk. Sleep in the desk.
No, you'll never.
Okay, 3 days.
You know what I like
you can
is,
do 3 days.
You know what, I think we've all like stayed up for 24 hours in our day.
Straight, 24 hours straight.
It's like nothing, right?
Yeah.
Just people do that. That's like nothing.
We do it all the time.
But on the Jerry Lewis telethon, by like hour 10, he's going insane.
Right. Right, like the Jerry Lewis telethon. Okay, we do 10 hours then.
That would be.
You don't have to come for the whole 10 hours. I was thinking of scheduling kind of
24 hours would be
I just
great.
decide to flip the switch. You know, I've got a switch on
I
here.
know all about this.
Yeah. No, you take hour 18.
I could sing. We could do like. What did Jerry Lewis sing on the show?
On the telethon.
Oh wait, let me
Well,
think.
one time I saw a clip of the telethon. Maybe it was just when I was a kid. But Sammy Davis comes on smoking a cigarette, you know, and he says, and then he sings a song like Jerry Lewis goes, "Sammy, give us some of that cha-changa kahanga." And so he sings the song, right? And he smokes a cigarette, and then so Jerry Lewis calls Sammy Davis Jr. over and goes, "Can I have a cigarette?" So he gives him a cigarette, and then Jerry Lewis goes real close to the camera and he goes, "I will sing for you, I will dance for you, I will laugh for you, I will cry for you." And then he puts a cigarette in his mouth, and then he takes it out and he breaks it. He goes, "I will not die for you." Didn't make any sense at all. He had quit smoking.
Right, sure, yeah.
So then they cut back to Sammy Davis, who's trying to look for another cigarette. And that was it.
Cool.
Who
That's what
died?
happens.
We should have
That's what happens.
Died of
in
lung
hour 10.
cancer.
Let's do an hour 10.
Here's something depressing. I got a throat thing. I got a throat thing. I go to my doctor, right? Because I got a bad throat. It feels very odd. And he says, "I'll take care of it." And people are going, "This is the best guy." He was Sammy's guy. And there's a big picture of Sammy Davis Jr. But he died of throat cancer.
Hey, I went to.
So that's not a guy I want.
I went to marriage counseling with Robert Blake's
you did?
couples therapist.
Really?
Yeah.
You got to dig into this one, man.
Okay.
Seriously.
You went to. Okay.
I went to couples therapy, and this guy happened to have been Robert Blake's couples therapist.
Okay.
Marriage counseling.
And did you get
He did
the
not
inside
encourage me to
scoop, or-
kill my wife.
Yeah, no.
And he put it on his cards. The psychiatrist.
He didn't put it on his
He put it on his cards, the marriage counselor.
Well, okay, yeah. Well,
Robert Blake and...
No.
What's
he did
her
not
name?
put it on his- Robert
Bonnie.
Blake's marriage count. That's not the...
Robert Blake and Bonnie Bakley's marriage counselors to the stars. And then there'd be pictures of...
It's kind of fun that there's still people calling in. See, the
People
thing
still
is,
calling
Norm,
in?
if we... No, I mean, obviously, there's still calling in, but what I'm saying is, we could potentially, I'm not saying we're going to do it now.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not going to do it now.
Yeah.
With the New York Times here.
Yeah, because he's going to have to stop the presses at some point.
that wouldn't be the time to pull a stunt. You know, we'll plan the stunt out when there's nobody paying attention. You know what I mean? But we could conceivably talk to people like this. You know, sit around here for a couple hours, and you know,
that'd be really fun.
We'll do that in a couple of weeks. Hey, okay, last call of the night. I'm really gonna. I am really going to let everybody go now, and I just want to say thank you. Sincerely, so much, Norm, for coming up here.
Fun.
So many times, third time here, and you know, sincerely, you've always been been my favorite comedian. You know, in Ottawa, you know, I was a kid at Yuck Yucks Comedy Club in Ottawa. You know, and
can I tell you from Kojak?
No, it means a lot to me that you do come up time and time again.
Seriously.
I appreciate it. I'm not going to end. I'm not going to. Yes.
You know Kojak, right? You know Kojak.
I know Kojak. It's the bald guy. Yeah, the bald cop show.
And you know the TV show.
Yes.
You know, most people, I think, do. Okay. But anyways, the first one was called the Marcus Nelson Murders.
The first
episode, the
pilot,
TV movie.
The pilot, it was a TV movie starring Telly Savalas as a character named Kojak.
Okay.
But it was called the Marcus Nelson Murders, and there was a serial killer on the loose. You know, he was killing prostitutes. So it was Crocker's first. What?
I don't know how you
Crocker became a detective.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
On the pilot.
The pilot.
Yeah. He was
for Kojak.
For Kojak. It's Crocker's first day as a detective. So Kojak's given him
Kevin
the business.
Dobson.
Kevin Dobson played him. You know that.
Yeah.
So Kojak's given him the business, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
What do you
I don't really remember the intricate details of Kojak.
Don't you know who Kojak is?
I do. He's the bald guy.
That's
Tell
all
us
you
about
got to
it.
know
Yeah.
for the story.
Okay, all right.
So Kojak, he says, you know, the whole story is that Crocker's green, which means he hasn't been out there, you know, he's new, you know. So he'd often say that, he goes, that kid's green, I don't want to work with him, you know. So he sent him to visit some of the mothers of the prostitutes that had been murdered.
Right.
And Crocker came back to Kojak, and Crocker says, listen, I talked to he's real naive, right? He goes, I talked to the mothers. These girls were not hookers, you know. They were nice girls, every one of them, you know. And so then Kojak, knowing better, you know, he takes a sucker and he goes, yeah. He goes, they were nice girls. 4th of July, Mama's apple pie. They were hookers!
Word for word, right? Word for word. Thanks, Norm.
Hey, Norm.
Thanks.
You know, Telly Savalas supposedly haunts a hotel you can see right out of Tom's window.
We should go there now.
Let's see.
Okay. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
He just wants to get out.
I had a great button.
He's like, anyway,
You want to
we should go there now and see it.
I had a button, you know, it was kind of, I wanted to get one of those.
No, it was
She's a hooker! Good night, everybody. And then you said he lives there, so now we got to talk for another 10 minutes.
Well, we don't have to.
No,
but
I
mean,
want to.
But you've heard that, right?
You don't want to at all, because you said, and that's it, good night.
No, but you know why I'm doing that? It's for your benefit. I'm thinking like you guys have.
Norm doesn't seem like he wants to go.
No, I know. Okay. But it's just sort of like, normally it's just an hour.
Yeah, you only get so many chances at buttons. I've learned that with stand-up, because this is me with stand-up, Tom.
Yeah.
I will do my show.
I appreciate.
I will do my stand-up, my nightclub act, right?
Yeah.
Which I don't really have one, but I have some things, and they're scattered. Anyways, at the end, I realize I should have quit like 5 minutes earlier, you know, because at that time I was like,
I'm not saying that here, by the way.
No, but that happens.
I'm not saying we should have quit 5 minutes earlier. I'd go.
You're
on.
not saying either way.
No, I'm just saying. It's fun to have a button at the end.
I'm saying yes.
I figured we were nearing the end.
I've experienced
There'll be another button.
Yeah.
In my stand-up, I've had the big laugh at the end, and then I just keep talking.
Right.
And then people are like, why is he still talking?
Right.
Like, why didn't you leave 5 minutes
Right,
ago?
when they're like up and applauding.
Yeah.
Woo, and then you don't want to leave at that point.
No, you don't.
That's what's exactly what's going on right now.
That's what's happening.
Out there on the National Webovision, people are standing up and they're thinking, they really are. The people that watch this show every night, they have called and they've said, go an hour and a half with Norm. People are very excited that you're here. Go an hour and a half with Norm. Go an hour and a half with Norm. We actually did go an hour and a half. They are up cheering. They're doing that. And then I thought, get out in the button.
It was a great button, but it was just so abrupt to what he said. That's the problem with the button.
Yeah.
He said, hey, you know what's interesting? If you look out the window, let's go there now. Goodbye, everybody.
No.
He's like,
If you check the tape, I tried to do the button. I tried to do the button right when you said hooker.
You're right. Oh,
right on hooker.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
And I started to do the button, but then I stopped the button to be polite to Sam because he wanted to talk about how Telly Savalas.
But was it interesting at all?
No, it was really interesting.
But then your button became really odd because it was like, let's go to the corner and look. What are we looking at?
No, but then he did.
Does me screwing up
Let's go there now.
Does me screwing up really have to be the button?
That's not a good button. No. Let's think up a button. What's a hell of a button, man? This guy's that wrote for The Simpsons. You'd think he could think up a hell of a button.
How long? Yeah.
Ask him his best button.
There's a half hour.
Ask him the best.
Let's talk about The Simpsons. The longest-running television show in the history of broadcasting. Any stories about that?
Well, let me do a countdown of my 20 favorite episodes, and then I'm gonna do my 50 favorite guest stars.
Would you like to come back, Sam, sometime, and just you and me sit here for an hour and we talk about The Simpsons? And also
this guy's already gone through more buttons than my goddamn grandmother's drawer. She collects buttons.
Yes, absolutely. There's the button.
All right, nice to see you.
Good night, everybody. See you tomorrow. Get out of here.
That was fun.
Oh, you can do it. Oh, down, up. Oh, down, up. Oh, look at the sausages packed inside that casing. Welcome to Bud Fu Theater. Wow. Your style is sleek and fast, skinny one.
Yeah, I've been taking classes at the community center.
You have good moves.
Well, I'm 105 pounds of San Diego Thunder.
Oh, please, not below the label.